interrupting. Apparently, Chloe K is watching the podcast. Late night headphones glowing in the dark. Another episode about to start. A one down podcast on the air tonight. Talking Big Brother, breaking down the fight. Meanwhile, in the Mythos arcade, secrets hanging in the clouds. Everyone playing the social game, but one string changed everything. Because somewhere in the middle of the show, something slipped they didn't know. A message moving through the feed, and suddenly the room went quiet. Chloe K is watching, yeah, the chat just caught it live. Chloe K is watching from the other side.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live finale of One Up Big Brother for Mythos. I am the host of One Up Big Brother, Nathan, and this is where it all ends. I'm going to be sad playing Chloe K is watching the podcast one final time, but it was a good run. It went number one on the One Up charts for at least a month. What a great season. I want to bring in my production as they were just as equally a part of the season as I was, so we can kind of detail our thoughts. All of the jurors have voted. Their votes are locked, so we can now be honest about our thoughts on the season. So, welcome to the stage, my co-hosts, Panino and Soul, as well as my production members, Caitlin and Will.
Hey, we're all here.
Look at that. Gang all here, except Peyton. Right.
Right.
All right, gang, season is coming to a close. We said a lot on the One Down podcast. We said a lot in the production chat. But what is our honest take on the season? Anyone can go.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Caitlin, you go.
I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know, how into depth are we getting here? Like,
as in depth as possible. I mean, so long as you're not revealing who wins. But
I'm not revealing who wins. I think this is a very strong final two. I think both of them absolutely decimated the Q&A, and they should both be very proud of themselves. And I've been saying this. I feel like for both of them, the hardest person in the probably in the entire cast for them to sit next to and have to articulate their case against is the person they were next to. I think these are probably two of the most articulate people that are able to really talk about their games extremely well. And I don't really know how I would fare next to either one of them, having to speak about my game if I was a finalist and I had to talk against one of them. So they did a really great job.
Will?
I would say in this final two, whoever loses could have also been the winner. Like, the two players deserve to win just as much as each other in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And out of anyone else in the cast, I think those two should be one of them two should have won either way.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't that person, it was going to be the other. So I'm just glad that they both made final two to ensure that we had a, good winner either way. And
not going to reveal anything about the jury votes, but we had a lot of uncertain jurors. We had a lot of people that were like, well, I think both of them deserve it, and I don't know what to do with my vote.
Mm-hmm. This is a very round table and jury Q&A centered jury. Like, no one was ever really set in stone, at all. So much so, we didn't even get one of the final jury votes up until 15 minutes before this started. So, and that was we
got Woo's vote just in case. We got nervous there for a second.
Woo on the jury.
To give my thoughts, in general, I think it's been a very solid season of One Up Big Brother. I think what this season has been lacking is a true high point, but to me, there's also never really been a low point. It's been consistently good. It's been a good cast. I think the twist was good. I think there were several good rounds. I just don't think there was truly a high point of the season. But on the whole, I thought it was good, and two great finalists for sure.
I don't think Panino can hear. So
you can only hear Kate.
I mean, when it comes to the twist, I wish, like, I know, like, probably there's probably like a 50-50 split between people that really engaged in it and then people that didn't. And I really wish that some of the people that didn't engage with it more. Because I think some people just kind of assumed, oh, like, I'm not on 24/7, so I'm not going to be able to get Ari on. But they totally could have if they actually tried.
It's hard to say, like, would you say that the twist flopped in some senses?
Like, at time, I think obviously the Dragon Gauntlet played out well, but the actual shops, like, we didn't see really anything get bought besides like extra votes, and I don't think any of those extra votes actually affected any of the outcomes.
No.
We came very close with the scroll. Liv had the scroll. She got stuck. She had to guess the entire voting chart. And I think we can reveal now the person that was really screwing her was Ronnie. Ronnie voted minority, both votes, and
it had Liv won that, she would have earned herself a diamond power of veto.
And a meeting with the juror.
Yes. Which really probably, had she solved it in time, saves her fate in the cycle that she goes out and probably changes the trajectory of the season. But she couldn't figure out in time and was sent packing alongside the scroll.
Yeah. I think, I could be wrong.
Nathan, like... you said, Nathan, you've never done a diamond power veto before, so we really weren't going to give this out for free. We weren't
9-1-up. You definitely did in Galaxy.
I did some even more like fuck shit when I did BBU. Like some of the powers I did over in that world were interesting.
I know 110% there was one in Galaxy.
Yes, there was one in Galaxy.
Because Claire earned it the week that I left, and she wanted to play it on me, but she couldn't because she had just earned it that week.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a lesser twist-heavy series this time around.
I wouldn't say the twist flopped, though. It didn't amount to that much, but I still think it was fun. I still think there was a lot of talk about it. Like, it wasn't something people ignored. It added pieces to the table for people to play with. So
I feel like instead of it being like the shop aspect kind of flopped, we could have maybe made a couple of the items a little cheaper, maybe cost a little bit less terracite overall. But I like the fact that people were able to use it to build relationships. Like people were able to go to each other and like, hey, like I found Arion, or oh, like do you want to trade Aqualight? Like I think that helped build relationships between people.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thing that I was really banking on was everyone was going to probably buy the dragon scales, which would have allowed a lot more kind of fluidity in the transfer of gemstones. So like if someone got like, but it really didn't pan out that way. I'll get this dragon scale and just give you all my gems to donate.
And the dragon scales was something we debated. We debated just making trading unlocked by default. We ultimately decided to make it cheap and make it clear what it was. Like we didn't make it a guessing.
I wonder if we had like just given them the ability outright, if we would have had more trading and bigger items being bought.
For sure.
Probably, I feel like.
But okay, I would say like I'll give my 2 cents on the season. I think cast-wise, great. This was probably, if not one of the most passionate, driven casts that we've ever had. Like I put it on par similarly to like Synthwave, where the individual casting choices themselves are providing something. They're never giving nothing, unless you're Pickles. But they're doing just enough or just a difference. But in that, like, how do I explain this? There was so much fluidity within the game, but you would never believe it based on the vote counts. This being pretty much the most predictable, unpredictable season where anything could technically have happened. There were so many like intertwining, interweaving of people, but it ended up just kind of being like, oh, this is what the house wants. Okay. And then everyone just kind of followed suit with that, which does it make for the most interesting season? No, because there was so much potential for stuff to shake up, but I think we just never really got there.
Yeah, I think the later third was probably the weakest portion of the season. With the peepers, you know, they were on top. They won the rest of the challenges in the end game, but they were. I would not describe them as a majority alliance. had like other people won, a peeper was going home in that end game. Pretty much.
It's just they didn't.
Beat out Final Five and messed it up when Ella did win. But had comp results gone differently, that was not a steamroll end game. They just happened to, win the comps. It's a similar story to Pretty Committee.
Right.
We did not have a majority of the people, but we had the majority of the compies, and sometimes that's all you need.
And we didn't even expect it to turn out like that. We thought that we were honestly expecting a potential chance for like V to win out.
Oh yeah. 100%.
We like said it a lot, like, oh, I think that V, like, they can't let V get this far because V is gonna, once V gets far enough, like, they'll be able to just win out. But it just never ended up happening.
I thought, because at the time, like the mid game, V was in a lot of people's Final Four / Final Five plans, and I really thought V would first of all definitely win Final HOH because they crushed the Zodiac comp. They just threw it, and as far as normal times went, they were far ahead of everyone else. So I thought if V made Final HOH, they would win and then bring like JP or Ella and then likely, sweep the jury. So that's what I was forecasting for a while, but V got taken out at 7, so we didn't see that.
I think what I liked about this season is, especially in the mid game, while yes, you could predict, I think this person has a higher chance of getting to the end, and this person has less of a chance. I do think that for me, by then, start of jury, fourth or fifth juror, by that area, I was still unsure who was going to be here and unsure of who actually had a shot. It was only as we got, I think, to Final Four, because not even Final Five. Final Five was also unsure. I think what this season lacked in big moments, it gave to me specifically, but I imagine to a lot of people, in variety of possibilities. I think that's what I would call it.
I would say, you know what? I think I need to harp back on this. This season shares so much parallels with season 1 to me. So much so, like, even in the beginning, where I was just like, it feels very season 1-esque. And Chloe K is like the prime example of this, where we had Cupid season 1, who was pretty much primed to be going home early, if not first week. They win that veto, they get sent home the following week. In this case, Chloe K gets removed, but becomes kind of this ongoing character within the game, whether it be like the Chloe K is watching the podcast song or whatever it may be, where, and I'm not saying just like that specific case either. I mean, you could go back to the Peepers, where you have this final 3, and I'd say a very similar thing is going to happen tonight, which happened in the season 1. But I just thought it was really neat how that, because I think we're on season 4, you do start to see patterns and kind of like how the games roll out and stuff. But season 1 was a 5-star season.
Does that mean that season 5 is going to be season 2 all over again, and All Stars is going to be your dreamscape?
It's just we just rehash, It's kind of like a time warp,
Yeah.
One of the main differences, though, I would say with season 1 and this last season, season 4, is that a lot of players in season 4 thought they were safer than they were. But like for this round, they knew they were safe this round, so they just decided to throw comps and relax and trusted a few people with their safety for the future, and they would lose potential allies down the way until it came to a point where the majority alliance was just, became majority, basically. Especially
there was a lot of throwing this season.
Yeah, a lot of people
too much,
too late, and too much to a point
for
where
some people it made sense. Like I think, like for Dylan's game, throwing the competition, a lot of the competitions he did makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, a lot of people
but
had his
for
back.
Some of these other people,
I think there's a difference between like strategic throwing and then just not putting in any effort into a competition whatsoever. Which I do think that like you should not be winning every single competition.
No, absolutely not.
To throw at the right times, that is great gameplay in my eyes. But yeah.
Certain people should have taken risks at certain moments.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and I feel like it's it's a lot of the same. And like when I play and stuff, like I know like if I play, I should not win this competition, but I feel like when you're in the game itself, it's like, oh, you want to win. Like you have this like, oh, whatever. Is that the right decision? No. But
couldn't be me. I literally like before every time I compete, I'm like, do I have 2 people that I can nominate? And if it's no, I'm like, all right.
Exactly. But any final thoughts before we get into this vote reveal and bring on our finalists?
I do want to say, Dylan, if you were mad that you won that HOH early on that you won, trust me, we were mad, or we wanted Ellen to win that so bad.
But then when I talked to Ella in person, and she said she would have done the exact same thing. That's the funny part.
Well, yes, but it's still fun to see someone like Ella.
No, 100%.
Really
Ella needed her comp win so bad, and she came so close so many times. Like if she had won the cycle earlier at Final 6, that egg comp, I don't know. That end game might be looking a little different. We might not be sitting with the final 2 we have because she was doing the Rose GG noms. And at that point, Dylan's probably not the renom. So does he need to go for that veto? Especially since JP was winning. JP won that veto that week, didn't he? Or was that Final 7?
No, it was JP.
It was JP. So then one of Rose or GG go home.
JP won. Who won Final 6?
Was that the Chinese math or was that at 7?
Pretty sure it was JP.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the week V went.
Yeah.
I think because V went out the week of the math, which was Final 7.
I don't think so.
Yes.
So what was Final 6?
Because JP didn't use it on Nightly.
What was Final 6?
Yeah, Nightly went at 6. So what was Final 6 veto?
No, Final 6 was a scavenger hunt. Final
Right.
6.
Oh, so
Which
then Rose wins, comes off, and then who's left to go up on the block?
It would have been either Dylan or Nightly. Sorry, Mark.
Maybe Dylan does go up, but Dylan still wouldn't have won that veto.
Dylan might go up there. I'll be honest. I think
we don't know. It would have went either way.
Maybe. I think it's up in the air.
Yeah.
It's up in the air.
It would have been a fight. It was not certain one way or the other.
Ella, if you're here, give us your answer. Like truthfully. Like would have been Nightly or Dylan?
Even then, I still think we wouldn't know for sure because I think their campaigns that week would have mattered.
Yeah.
Fair.
But
All right.
I don't know.
Final send-off for the season. I will say this has been such a fun season to plan. I think more so than any other season that we've ever done. We've put probably the most kind of time, effort, planning into this season. I think after season 3, when you host 3 seasons back to back, there becomes like a little bit of burnout. So going into the new year and this season, we really wanted to go all out and one up ourselves per usual. Mm-hmm. Try a whole bunch of new comps. That was like one of the main things that we really harped into. Kind of like season 1 where I tried a whole bunch of new things out. You were my guinea pigs for this year, trying a whole bunch of things out, see what works, see what doesn't. I really wanted to get back into just doing more of my graphics, more of whatever, like the intro videos and kind of, but this was a really fun aesthetic to work with to begin with. Like none of you know, but this season initially started as like a Japanese gaming kind of season, which kind of transcended into ancient China somehow. But I had a lot of fun working on a lot of the stuff for the season. So that was fun. I mean, even before like Yuletide was conceptualized, pretty much a lot of the stuff was made for this season. Mm-hmm. This has been super fun. I adore the season. Like I said in the podcast several times, this has probably been the most Big Brother season that OneUp has had so far. And it's a testament to the cast. It's a testament to all the passion that you put into it. So I think not only the finalists, but everyone who competed within this season for making it something really special. There's something about 18 people or 18-person cast that always just kind of like hits for me. There's a lot more stakes at a much faster rate. So happy I could, dwindle it down to 18 this time around. But yeah.
Yeah, I think even like the weakest casting choices are still kind of better than the weakest from season 3 or season 2 or season 1,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Right. No, I agree with him.
Pickles, he had his intro. They had their intro, which was iconic. So
yeah,
there was that.
I'm gonna draw lines in the sand. You know what's funny? And shout out to Pickles, because I really ignore Pickles. They messaged me early this morning, late last night, just talking about how they've been watching the season back and seeing like how much time, energy, like passion is put into this, and they were like, I would love to come back one day. Does Pickle do better on this season had Cake not been on the cast? Yes. The answer is yes. Pickles pretty much was down and out once Cake was doing Cake shenanigans. I swear to you. I love Pickles. I stand by Pickles. I think they were a great casting choice. I just feel like
me and Soul disagree.
With that being said, Pickles, I can't wait to play next season.
They were great. They were great given their application. But
yes,
I do remember seeing their application going, this is good, but I have a feeling that we're going to get a Dolan. And then we kind of got...
Is that ever a bad thing? Hello. One of my favorite casting choices.
Yes.
Dolan is eating up Bloodbath. Okay, Dolan is eating up Bloodbath right now.
Exactly. He's probably cheating, and that's why he's eating it up. But
I think he made like Final 5 or something.
You gotta do.
All right. With that being said, thank you for making this a great season. We'll get into this once all the awards and everything else is said and done. But it's time to bring our finalists to the stage.
Good luck, guys.
Welcome, Dylan, and someone's got to go.
It's okay.
Okay. Will, Caitlin.
Bye, Will.
Caitlin, goodbye.
Bye, Caitlin.
All right. Rose and Dylan, how are we feeling? We are about to get into the winner reveal. Any final thoughts, last words before?
I'm feeling the level of Blaze that I have played 90% of this game with, and I'm feeling great. So, it is what it is. So I feel all in all, I'm very proud of myself for sitting here. So that's all I can ask for. So.
Any more questions, Rose, you want to ask before we...
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
I would just say that I'm not confident here, and I'm actually probably the opposite, and I don't regret my decision. I've played enough of these. I've won enough of these. If she wins, I'm more than happy.
Any questions for production? Now that we've hit the end, I can reveal whatever I want. Any insider scoop that you want the word on?
What's the question that's been eating at you, besides who's winning?
Was I liked? Like, I feel like I was boring.
By who? Production or like viewers?
Production. I don't think viewers.
We loved you. I loved you.
Okay.
We loved you, Dylan.
I say this, week 2, you had me on board. That's it. From our side, we love you.
Yeah, 100%.
I think viewers love me because this is a new community for me. So like I was working backwards.
Well, mind you, Dylan, like I told you, ever since you were in Caitlin's diary room back in season 2, like I kind of like was poking the bear at Caitlin, being like, I want Dylan to play in my game. Like he's so much fun. I feel like he'd do so well. And so when you finally apply, like I remember like pinging Caitlin, I was like, is that Dylan? It's like, oh my God. So, I mean, when you applied, you were pretty much locked onto the cast at that point. And in my eyes, I was like, yep.
Y'all didn't give me that impression.
Yeah, I would go as far as to say, I think your OG memory wall picture was the first one that I created because I was like, no matter who comes kind of after, you're pretty much locked onto the cast until you changed it last second, which I will say your original cast photo eats up your new one, but that's neither here nor there.
I looked fake as fuck in my original one.
You did. You know what? The Canva AI kind of like tore you up. You kind of made you look like a little porcelain doll.
I was like maybe 16, and that's not what I was.
Yeah, no, it was a little scary, but I thought it was great. In terms of like casting, I mean, we had 4 of the 5 newbies who played in Yuletide apply for Mythos. So when it came down to it, you know, well, Michael Lee has applied several times within this series. Bryson just the same. But I was really kind of gung-ho on 2 at most. To bring in even like a third of the Yuletide cast, I think that kind of caters a game of metagame and like, oh, you 3 all played Yuletide, which I don't think anyone in this cast even really like cared about or knew about Yuletide. Like it was kind of under the radar. A lot of the people joined the server post Yuletide. But I think one day Michael Lee, Bryson, if Billy ever applies, they'll get their comeuppance eventually. I love them both.
Someone asked, this was the original.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I looked
that is iconic though. That looks iconic.
I looked fake, and I'm so
fake. Yes, fake but iconic.
I don't have that shirt here, so y'all to wear the same clothes after I left home. Thank God I didn't have that one because I wouldn't have been able to wear it.
But no, I mean, I guess that's like the insider scoop there. I mean, when Rose applied, I was like, well, that's like a lock. Rose was like, in my ideal world, it was like of the Yuletide people, it was Chloe K and Rose who applied because it was like Chloe K, great character, great personality. Rose more on the strategic, smart side. But
Dylan, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So at the final 5, when you won veto,
yep.
How close were you to doing GG over Rose, or was it always 100% Rose?
To be honest, I didn't care who I saved there. I would say it was literally 51-49 about do I betray or do I stay loyal?
Oh.
And literally the making decision for me was, I know I'm like, the schedule had been posted. I know I'm playing Final Four veto from God knows where in Toronto. I can't be sure that I can win that.
I mean, specifically Rose over GG.
For that one,
on Rose instead of GG.
For that one, like literally, I went in the chat and I was like, "Who wants it?" And GG was like, "It's fine if it's on Rose," and I was like, "Okay." Like,
because GG was flipping if he came off that block.
Yes, he was.
That's confusing because GG literally told me it's fine if it's on Rose. I'm gonna just say that.
I know. Yeah. I feel like GG should have. I feel like there were moments throughout the game where I feel like I knew what GG wanted to do, and I feel like I wish that he would have like vocalized it to me so that I would have supported him in doing it. But he never pushed. So that's where it's like he never pushed to me that was what he actually wanted. And had he, I probably would have flipped. But I just had more confidence that Dylan would take me because he was sharing that game with me. GG wasn't, and that was my issue.
Say, like if GG had put that idea in my head and like knowing betraying Rose wouldn't have pissed off GG, I think I would have done it. But literally, GG expressed none of that to either of us. In fact, he told me it's okay to save Rose. So that's where that came down.
Yeah. I mean, we were teetering really close to like a flip happening. GG especially, I feel like every single time there was like potentially an opportunity, GG would have 100% flipped.
But during that live cycle, GG was in his DR going, I am flipping if he pulls me off this block. I am going to turn on the peepers. And we're all like freaking out in the spectator lounge. Is Dylan going to save Rose or GG? Because that's basically going to determine which way this eviction goes.
And I will tell you this, if GG had told me that, I would have.
It was intense.
He literally, like, I think he can go back in the peepers, or maybe we were on a call. I don't remember what it was. I said, who wants it? And GG said, use it on Rose. It's fine. And then that's what it came down to. He wasn't going to piss him off to use it on Rose.
That's his fault is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, like
he probably gets 4th anyway in that scenario, but what are you gonna do?
Well, no, he definitely gets 4th in that scenario, but
yeah.
Do you think that had Dylan brought GG, it would have been like more locked one direction or the other? Like, do you think this was the closer jury vote of the scenarios?
No.
Well, think.
At least not
going. Would it have been closer than this?
Yes. Well, 100%.
Yeah.
But
congrats, Rose. You've won. I think that's what I'm going to read from that.
I feel like you won. Like, honest to God, I feel like you won.
I totally disagree. You were 100%, I think, the harder bring. They just low-key confirmed that. But that's okay. Congratulations.
Never.
Y'all can read the votes now because we kind of already know.
Well, let's not waste time then.
Shout out to Amelia.
Ugh, I feel like it's going to reveal. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. This is why I should have shared my screen first. Okay, ready? I'm going to share.
This is Will's fault, and I know it.
Okay.
I don't think anybody saw anything. Don't worry.
7 slides? You have 67 slides we're going to do tonight.
Oh, yeah, we got
Yes.
award ceremony, baby. All right. Without further ado, it is time to crown our winner. Either Dylan or Rose will be winning this season, walk away as the 4th winner of One Up Big Brother, and walk away with a $150 grand prize. All right, let's get to it. Our very first juror, someone who was always willing to make a move but never was able to succeed at it. We have Meaty. Meaty has cast his vote for Rose to win One Up Big Brother 4. Up next, we have Liv, and Liv has cast her vote for Rose. As of right now, we have 2 votes Rose, 0 votes Dylan. After Liv, we have Joshua. Joshua has cast his vote for Rose to be the winner of One Up Big Brother. After Joshua, we have Ryan. Ryan has cast his vote for Dylan. I don't know why it doesn't say that. Ryan has cast his vote for Dylan to be the winner of One Up Big Brother. That's 3 votes Rose, 1 vote Dylan.
At least it wasn't unanimous. I'll take that.
Up next, we have V. V has cast his vote for Dylan to be the winner of One Up Big Brother. 3 votes Rose, 2 votes Dylan. After V, we have Mark. And Mark has cast his vote for Rose to be the winner of One Up Big Brother.
Oh, that's shocking.
Whoa.
After Mark, we have JP, John Paul Bonita Brown Jr. the 3rd. JP has cast his vote for Rose, which means congratulations, Rose. You are the winner of One Up Big Brother 4.
Thank you, guys. Oh my God.
Final vote count 7-2. All right, Rose, how are you feeling?
I can't believe that it was that big of a difference. I feel like, I don't know. I really feel like Dylan did better last night, and I just feel like we played such strong games together, and I'm just so thankful to Dylan for taking me. And I know you said you wouldn't regret this choice, and like, I just really appreciate it. And you were like, yeah, I'm like very thankful that you brought me and like played with me the way that we did. So
I have played 3.5 years of these. When I started, I was only focused on the win. There are people who know I was honestly not a great person online because I was so focused on the win. There is someone in this chat, actually, Megan, who played a season with me where I just genuinely was just rude to my friends and everyone because I was so focused on a win. At the end of the day, you haven't won before, and you've won, and you played a game I felt deserved it. I do feel I played a game that I could have beat you in the end, and it came down to the questioning. And at the end of the day, you winning is not a loss for me. So.
Yeah, I know. I just am like, this game was just like, so I know I've vocalized this to you and like the peepers and like everyone, but I just had so much fun playing this game. I feel like every single person on the cast I felt like was just like so interesting to talk to, so likable, so like relatable. It just felt like I just loved this game, and I've played games that I absolutely like did not enjoy playing, and so getting to play a game that I just like absolutely love and win it is just like, it just means a ton. So
you played a phenomenal game, Rose, as did you, Dylan, for real.
It's literally, if I won, it was a stat on a sheet. You winning, it means so much more, and that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Well, Rose, you make history as the first female winner of the series, of the mainline series.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Deserve that.
I was listening to Chloe K's like first woman song today, and I just felt like after I listened to it in the car, I was like, it's gonna be me. I just feel it.
This was such a great final two. It really was. Both of you did so good. I mean, I really expected the vote count to be a lot closer.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm gonna be totally honest. I expected a 9-0, so I was really just hoping it was unanimous.
No, Dylan, I think I'm gonna say this before and after jury questioning. I think I was set on this being a 5-4.
Yeah.
I did not know in which direction. Maybe before jury questioning, I expected to be on you. After jury questioning, I wasn't sure. Most of production was set on it being Rose. I don't think anybody here in production expected it to be a 7-2. And I think it was impossible for it to be a 9-0.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sol.
I was kind of expecting they'll only get a couple of votes, but I didn't think it was going to be close to, if you want my honest truth.
I genuinely thought it was going to be close.
You're both playing games.
Yeah, especially yesterday. I think in your different ways, you managed to talk about your game very well. You both took different strategies. I think, there are some things that we'll get into later, but I genuinely, when I realized it was 7-2, I was like, I did not expect this.
Can I just ask, just for like my own clarity, just for like me counting my own confidence, was I correct in Final Five? Because I said this in my DR and I had to justify it 100 different ways afterwards. Was I correct in my assessment that like Final Five, I lost the game by choosing the Peepers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Kind of.
I made that choice knowingly, so I'm okay with that.
Here's what I'll say. We have drawn so many comparisons between this final two and Zach and I, because a large part of the reason I lost season 1 was because I remained loyal to Zach. And even if people wanted to give me more strategic credit, because of how that perception looks, where I took the perceived bigger threat, it's like, why are you doing this? It's a perception thing.
It is.
Like, this optimizes my chances thing. There was a bigger threat on the table that we said we had to take out, and you were given the opportunity and you didn't take it. And so we can't reasonably award you now, even if we can justify that your strategic game was cleaner, which I do think it was. If we're talking who was in a more dominant position, it was you, Dylan. But ultimately, your choices, even if I don't disagree with you, because I did the same thing, so I for one fully get where you're coming from. It is something that costs wins when you take a perceived threat.
And my thing is, when I was younger, I would have made that choice. Now I really don't care. It's a fun game online.
And you know what? That's crazy. We are the exact same person, because I had the exact same thoughts.
And you know what's so unlucky though? I could have used that money to pay for the fucking weekend I had with Caitlin. I saw my bank account after, like, I was just hitting tab. I was hitting tab with my phone that whole weekend. I got on the train home. I went, oh shit. But no regrets. Literally no regrets.
Yeah, you should both be very proud. Like I said last night, like, I don't know. This is great. Again, what I consider to be one of the strongest final twos ever.
Yeah, no, I think I'll say
how the vote shaped out.
I know you're saying strongest final two, but like, GG played such a massive role. I want to say one of the strongest final threes. And I throw this out there. I didn't say it much during the season, but I did say it to the peepers. I think so many people underestimated Ella's game. I loved Ella.
Yes, 100% agree.
Ella played a great game. Like,
I agree. And you know what? Ella had that like underdog story so much so that if she were to be in the final two, I would not have counted her out.
No.
I feel like a lot of the jury would have looked at her and been like, I mean, she was a Cycle 1 nominee.
Cycle 1
have her in the final two seats
with a real chance to win. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I do remember, because I was the only person that predicted Ella to get the furthest. I put Ella second. And I don't remember which prod member it was. It was someone being like, no, I don't think she's going to be able to make those connections. The moment we got into a place in the game where we understood that Ella was actually, if elevated to final 2, Ella would have won. We'll talk about Ella more later. I'm sorry. I just loved Ella's game.
Yeah.
I was so proud of Ella. Ella was my recruit.
Mhm.
I did a survivor with her, like 6 months ago, or no, it was longer than 6 months. It was last year, and I was a swing vote and voted her out. But I was like, hey, come play this Big Brother. You've never done Big Brother before. I want to see how you do. I know you're super social. I think you'll do well. I rated her like mid because this was her first Big Brother, so I wasn't certain, but she did impress me, and I am proud of her.
Yeah. Well, that's that. Are we ready for? Oh my God, let me speak. Are we ready for awards? That's hard. I had a speech impediment up until like the 3rd grade. My R's are still not great. Probably the most exciting part of any season is the awards. And this season, luckily, we had a cast that there was really not like one singular person who dominated any specific category like in past seasons, just because this cast was dynamic. I'm excited because I think you will see a lot more of like what actually happened in the game. But here we go. Award ceremony time. Oh, by the way, yeah, here we go. Ella voted Rose. Gigi voted Rose. Award ceremony time. This is how we end the season. We have had the same award since season 1. Will you get one? Will you not? Let's find out. The first award of the night is the NPC of the season award. Pretend you didn't see that. Okay, so if you already saw it, sorry, but this house I can only describe as, they're much more known for what they didn't do than what they did do. I think in many eyes to the house guests, their threat level was a lot more exaggerated than it actually was. This is a house guest that very, very seldomly used their diary room. Very seldomly. And you know what? It might just be a cause and effect. When you play several orgs and you have a very passionate cast, you're bound to be maybe the least active. So this award pretty much just goes to the person who made it the furthest, who did the least. For that reason, I'm so sorry. The NPC of the season is V. I don't know if any production wants to say anything, but.
And you know what? V is still better than the other NPCs of the season.
I agree with that.
V is a step above a JD, a Stevie, whoever the season 2 one was. It was just, I feel like so many of you were always all in. In V, it kind of felt like they were like 60, 70% in, is the impression I got.
I still think V was a great character. I still think V was a decent competitor.
They were fun. They were fun on like live nights in the VCs. It's just, you'll see.
Yeah, no, also, just because I did not remember who got NPC of the season, so I just pulled it up. I'm not going to name names, but I do agree. At the end of the day, I enjoy having V, and I think I'll say this throughout the night. There is not a lot of people that I didn't enjoy. Actually, I don't think there's anybody that I didn't enjoy on this season. This feels like a bad award. Is it maybe kind of sorta, but it still says you made it far without doing much. It's a strategy. It kind of sort of worked because V's here. V voted.
Yeah. But this was also just a very hard award to give out. Like usually there's typically like at least one where you can just kind of hone in on and be like, this person didn't do anything.
I stand by what I chose.
What?
In my comp,
I chose. Here's the thing. What so many of you, a lot of you said that JP was going to get it. What all of you described, I don't know what you chose, but a lot of people thought JP was going to get it. JP was cooking. He was like high on trust rankings for like most of the season. He was in a great spot for most of the season. Like, he did well.
I said Joey because Joey called me, said that nurses slept around within like.
Joey was out week 2. Like,
You know
you can't give like an end. Like, would I agree? Like, I'd give it to like probably Pickles or like a Joey.
Fair.
But this is something about like someone who makes it far, who kind of like has or does the least. And in that sense,
here's the thing about Joey. He wasn't even less active. It was just when he was active, he wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like, not to throw shade, but you know, he was probably the worst socially on this cast, and that includes Pickles.
But sorry, V. I mean, here's the thing. Like, this is not even like a disrespect award. Like other times in the past, probably. But again, this was a great jury. Everyone pulled their weight. So when it's kind of like picking at straws. So still adore you. But with that being said, it's time to move on to our arcade wild card. Arcade Wildcard is a house guest who is pretty much everywhere, everything all at once, and always willing to go against the grain within the game. So was their loyalties ever loyal? Were they willingly trying to stir stuff up? That's what an Arcade Wildcard does. And for that reason, our Arcade Wildcard goes to Meaty. So Meaty's a house guest who was always trying to brew up something to get kind of the tides of the game to shift, however, never really had the trajectory to do so. Coined Messy Meaty. We didn't really get that Messy Meaty this season, but there was always glimmers of hope that it could possibly happen. I remember it was the Wu versus Ronnie eviction where Wu probably could have gone home that cycle had Meaty pushed a little harder. But you know.
Oh, he pushed hard. It just didn't work because who was going to save Ronnie there? But you know, Meaty in the same breath where he was putting Wu at number 2 on his charts rankings was also like, we need to get Wu out because whatever reasons he had in his mind.
Right.
So.
Good job, Meaty.
No, I think for Meaty, while yes, we didn't see much of Messy Meaty, I think also those small glimmers of hope, apart from giving me hope, I just enjoy seeing Meaty play, seeing Meaty, work through whatever the hell is happening throughout the season. Especially, I remember looking through what Meaty was saying during what happened with Wu and Cake. And it was always just so fun seeing Meaty being like, this is happening, that is happening. I enjoyed Meaty's game for, even if it wasn't as messy, it's still something that I always enjoy seeing Meaty play.
For sure. Congrats, Meaty, my little wild card. Up next, we have our hidden Easter egg. What this pretty much means is it's pretty much our most underrated award. The house guest who I think maybe got a little bit discredited throughout the season, but in my eyes, played such a great game, showed so much passion. Their game really deserves a little bit of a one-up, some credit to it, because their inclusion on the season was much appreciated, much needed, and were they ever the most dominant eye in the house? No. But they were just as needed for, we just love them. All right, our hidden Easter egg going to Mark. I see Mark as someone who really tried his hardest. Going into the season, I remember his interview being like, these are some full fleshed out answers, but I don't know how he does on a season. I took a chance on Mark and he exceeded my expectations and really became one of like the central characters of the game. Mark changing his name halfway through the season on his way out or whatever. He found himself within the One Up Big Brother arcade. And I think that storyline, we've never had it before. His talent, great. His humor, great. Everything about Mark is just, to me, great?
I think I say this because in the span of the last 3 years, I have gotten to know Mark very closely. We are now great friends, also thanks to the fact that we're on a prod team together. And I'll say this: I did not have high hopes for Mark. I did not expect Mark, especially with the cast, with the people that we were casting. I was like, this might be a hard situation for him to get into because sometimes he relies a bit too much on a strategic aspect. So I was worried he was going to go out early. I still hoped. And the fact, again, that he found himself, that he now goes by Mark in this game, just speaks to the fact that he played a completely different way that I've ever seen him play and contributed to the season in a way that I would never have expected him to. And so that's why I think this is a perfect fit as an award for him. Love you, Mark. One of my greatest friends. You did great.
Yeah.
Mark, they were never in a dominant position. I want to lead with that. But they were always, for the most part, pretty self-aware. For the most part. They weren't perfect. But they always kind of knew what they had to do to keep surviving. And, they did outlast, pretty much all of their allies, besides, JP or whatever.
But I will say, if
I think
didn't exist, I would have taken Mark as literally far as possible. I adored that man.
How can you not?
He's great. All right. Moving on. I'm going to speed this up a little bit just because we got a lot of these other awards to get through. We've got our stand-up comedian. This is very self-explanatory. To me, this is the house guest that made me personally laugh the most. Their humor is one I got. They were always gibbering, whatever the word is, within their diary room. They were just the person who, if I needed a good laugh, I knew they could provide. And for that reason, this award goes to Joshua. To me, probably the funniest house guest of the season. His diary room was gold. Every single thing that he said, I was just giggling at it. There was not a serious bone in that man's body. And thank you for entertaining me throughout the season, Joshua. That's it. I don't know if anyone else has anything to say about it.
Nothing to add. I think this award speaks for itself.
I mean, I saw, what did he bring to the freaking eviction for me? I don't even remember what it was. The juice. I was just like, excuse me? What the hell?
No, I love Joshua. My humor is so cut and dry. So to make me laugh, it's a good job. I look at the stand-up comedians of past. We got Mackenzie and Slade and whoever else. I don't forget who won season 2, truth be told. Who was funny in season 2? Onyx. An elite group of people, I will say. All right. Up next, we've got our DR star. This is the house guest who utilized their DR the best, the most, and always gave production the best insight on their game, whether it be through constant submissions or videos. Our DR star this season is going to Rose. Rose always kept us updated, always gave us videos constantly. And so we were always up to date on her game, always knew what was going on, utilized her DR the most, also might have had some of the most DR guests in her DR to kind of facilitate that as well. But yeah, definitely utilize that diary room
and
her lifeblood.
As the person who probably the most was popping into Rose's DR sessions, the VC, you're great there too. And also, I'd also want to shout out Mark. Mark also had probably the second best DR this season. But yeah, Rose, you were stellar.
When your DR feels like a full-on conversation with your DR guests, but also just a conversation with production and everybody else, when it feels more like you're actually talking with someone than just talking to a camera or a wall, that's what we like to see. And I think that's exactly why Rose got this award. So it was always just fun. If I needed, an update on the game, Rose Confessional. That's it.
For sure. Congratulations, Rose. All right, up next, We have our comp champ. This is a very cut and dry award. It's about the house guest or house guest who have the most competition wins. And this season, it's a tie between Dylan and Gigi as they both won 5 competitions this season. So there's really not much I can add to this. I mean, you both did great in the comps. I mean, Dylan, I'm more surprised that you were able to stack it up last second, just because you were kind of purposely throwing.
I will say this. There were so many comps this season that I like read the description and I immediately knew, like, if I want this, I could have this, and then didn't. And I feel so bad because you guys put so much time into competitions that when it came endgame, I was like, I need to lock in and win these because you guys do put so much time into them. They were run so well. Some of them, like, low key, like, I'm gonna be hitting you guys up in DMs to steal them for like seasons I host.
It'll be $250.
Like the scavenger hunt?
$250. And I take every statement I just said back. No, they were fun. And like, literally, like, I don't know. I had a lot of fun doing them. I think Gigi is great to win this award with. Dude won several. So when he needed them too. So it was amazing.
Yeah. Good job.
But
Seriously.
also, congratulations to the runner-up for this award, which was Rose with 4 competitions, just 1 short. I think the fact that the 3 of you had the most competition wins altogether, because 14 between the 3 of you. I think that just speaks to the power of you 3, but we'll get into that soon.
All right. Up next, we've got our social wizard. This is going to go to the house guest who had pretty much the best social game of the season. Big Brother is defined by what I consider it's a social strategy game. So you have to excel at one of the two. Social, Big Brother, I consider to be more social than Survivor. It really is a social game. This house guest had the highest trust ranking rating ever in the series history.
For week one. For week one, I'm not sure
for week
about.
one. For week one.
For week one, definitely.
But that kind of dominance continued further throughout the season as well. They are like one, if not one of the best social players I've ever seen. So for that reason, Social Wizard is going to live.
Yeah.
Liv,
not surprising.
Yeah, Liv played such a dominant. So like her ties within the house, early season, pretty much unstoppable. It wasn't until she pretty much got caught and the outsiders pretty much formed their own group where it's like, we see what's going on here. But like, holy hell.
Y'all,
the beginning phase of Liv was something to be reckoned.
When I was trying to make like a group against the Peepers, y'all don't know how hard that was, going to people being like, who are you close with? Every single person. Liv. I'm great with Liv. It'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
When I went to I wanted to make like a side alliance, and he goes, Liv and Rose. That's who I need in this group. I was like, oh.
Liv was such a good. Liv is so good at loving everyone.
Week 1, her average was 2.8, and the lowest someone had her was Chloe K, who had her at 8. Everyone else had her at 6 or higher.
Mm-hmm. It's just crazy.
I don't have much to add, but I will say this because this is of note. The first time throughout the series that this award doesn't go to one of the finalists.
No, is that true?
That is true. Season 1, Soul. Season 2, Pernod. Season 3, Blake.
Wow. Good job, Liv.
Did Blake get it last
Congratulations, Liv. I think that is of note.
Yeah. Seriously, that's actually really impressive. I did not know that, fun fact.
Speaks to the power of your game. I think it really speaks to the power of Liv's game.
Yeah. What a dominant force. All right, up next, Stealth Player. This goes to the house guest who was pretty much working in the shadows throughout the majority of the game. No one really knew what their next move was, where they were aligned with, and played pretty much one of the best under the radar types of games. And I feel like this is pretty obvious. Our Stealth Player is going to go to Dylan. Dylan, I think, mastered the craft of kind of playing the middle. I think the best thing Dylan did in this game, whether intentional or not, was be inactive in cycle 1, because from there he was able to pretty much interweave himself within the entirety of the house. No one really associated him within the dominant threats of like GG, Rose, or Liv. He was able to like kind of maneuver himself in with kind of the outsider group and then get himself in with JP and Ella later on in the game. He was clearly our stealth player.
And I think, Dylan, that's why, especially after week 2, week 3, when you managed to get yourself all those little connections, as you said yesterday, you had path upon path upon path to get here. You had all those little connections which helped you. And with you, again, with you not being there that much in week 1, it helped you. And that's why up until the end, I was like, there's a chance that Dylan wins this. There's a chance that Dylan wins this. And I think that this award just speaks to how well you maneuvered throughout every single outcast and every single relationships with everyone throughout this game.
I can't talk much. I have to go get my friend who's at the bottom of my building. But I will say, literally week 1 being inactive, at first I was like, God, this sucks. This is awful. And the second week 2 started, I went, oh, wait, I might cook with this. And I don't know if I will ever be active week 1 again.
It's a good strategy.
It's a strategy that you could.
Week 1. And we said, this is the best thing for Dylan's game, that he's doing bad right now. This is the best thing for his game. You weren't even doing bad. You still got like pretty high that week.
Yeah. All right.
We're not at the forefront at all.
Up next, we have Jury Whisperer. This award is the one that Will gave out. This came after the jury roundtable concluded. So Will decided who was the individual who had the most say, the most influence on the jury. I don't
Will to come on.
Yeah, if you can pull him in. I can't get out of my thing right now, but.
Oh, well, no, I guess we're screwed.
Sorry, Will.
Sorry, Will.
All right, our jury whisperer for this season was Ryan. I wasn't there too much. I mean, I was definitely like hearing in and out of the jury, but I do want to say that, like, I mean, Ryan stayed after the jury roundtable to continue speaking about the final 2. Had kind of the best middle ground, you know, whether it be like kind of the devil's advocate. So did his whispering work in his favor? He did vote for Dylan. No, but he definitely was a great person within the roundtable itself.
I think when you're able to articulate yourself well in a jury, because I've always said this, the game doesn't end when you've been evicted and you're in jury. I don't think the game ends for you. You're still playing something. In that case, you're playing the game of, can I get this group of people who might or might not be dumb as rocks to vote with me or vote the correct choice? And I think getting this award, especially from Will, who got this award himself in season 1, and Will is one of the best roundtable hosts I've ever seen. So props to Will. Everybody thank Will if you haven't today. You always have to do that. I think getting this award just speaks to your ability to continue.
Yeah, Will leaving production next season. We bullied him too much. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I refuse to compliment Will, but Will, just know what I think, but I can't say it.
Up next, we've got our respawn master. This is the house guest that never seemed to die. They were nominated several times, but whenever they got nominated, they got right back up and continued to persevere and show themselves within this game. And for that reason, congratulations, Ryan, once again for winning the Respawn Master Award. Ryan was nominated several times, but within all of that, he kept finding like a different avenue to adapt and get further in this game. 8th place from where he started, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I can't believe we let this guy get an award.
Return back
Nothing
to start. I mean, that's where he really belonged, but
Go back to start. That's where he needs to go. Not here.
Right to start. Yeah, I think there's with the other people who won this award, there's always one thing in common. It's production saying, "I can't believe this person got this specific award."
yeah. But yeah.
Nothing more to add.
Congratulations, Ryan. Up next, we got. Oh my God, I have a dog underneath me. I just kicked her in the face. Hey, sorry, honey.
Oh,
She's chilling with me under the desk right now. All right, up next, we got our master strategist. So, in par with the social wizard, the master strategist is someone whose game plan was always 2 steps ahead. I've got my robot vacuum. If you hear that, I am so sorry. She's in my room right now. Master strategist, what I consider it really should be a core award to be one of the best strategists of this game is no easy feat. I believe Soul won this season 1, Prinoy won this season 2.
John 3.
John won it season 3. Like some of the best strategists that the series has had. Because you can't go far in this game, you can't win this game without having an idea of what your strategy is. For that reason, our Master Strategist Award is going to Dylan. I think Dylan had probably the most tight strategy of the season. Always knew his threat level, always knew his positioning, and utilized it to the best of his ability. I think, I said during cycle 2, and usually I'm not wrong. This is the first time I'm wrong. But I said cycle 2, Dylan is winning this game. I said it with Prinoy in season 2. I said it with Blake in season 3. I can predict a winner after the first cycle. And I was so headstrong. I was like, Dylan is going to win this season. And
Dylan was on pace.
Right.
He was on pace to play probably the second best game in the series behind Prinoy, which
yes,
not winning kind of flies that off the rails a bit. But
yeah,
Dylan really played a very strong under the radar middle game. Like Prinoy played from the top in the middle. Dylan kind of played from the. I don't know what I'm saying. But for game, Dylan, you played a great game. I don't want to take away from Rose at all. You both played amazing games, but in terms of pure strategy and who I think really had their finger on the pulse of everything, I think that was Dylan.
Do you know what's so crazy winning this award? I'm pretty sure I lost the game because the jury didn't think I had strategy.
I'm gonna disagree with you, and before I get to that, I'm gonna say I think you showed the fact that you're a master strategy in a very good way yesterday, and I think because I'm not always there to watch. I had the moment where I was focusing on school, and I think yesterday you exposed your game in a very specific way, and it helped me understand that you had a you had the solution, you had the path for everything. I love those kinds of players that throughout the game they make a mental flow chart of what's going to happen. If this happens, I'm going to do this, or if this happens, I'm going to do that. And I think you had that strategy, the strategy of let me get in with everyone, let me throw these challenges. Your entire strategy was good and on point. I disagree. I think you lost because you might have burned too much people, but I think we'll get into that later. But I think at the end of the day, yesterday was just 2 very strong players arguing against each other, and you just burned some people. But your strategy, for what it was absolutely on point. And I don't disagree with Saul. I think you have one of the best, in my opinion, strategic games throughout the entire series. even better than Soul.
Oh no!
No, I'm kidding. I'm just poking fun.
No.
I think. Okay, this is what I'll say. I think we're on similar levels of, I guess, kind of skill, but I think my game has more goals than Dylan has.
I agree with you. I was just making fun of you because it's my job.
Nolan. In that order, and then we put John there, I guess. But all right. Up next, we got the heart of the house guest who kind of kept the heart of the house. You know what I mean? They're pretty much like the central, they kind of kept the season on a positive vibe. Very rarely was there any negativity. Them in the house chat, them in their DR, they are kind of the glue to what the season was. With that being said, our heart of the house is going to Gigi. Gigi is a ball of positivity. I can't say enough good things about Gigi. I think Gigi really, I don't think there's anyone who really deserves heart of the house other than Gigi. Whether it's them getting drunk every night, which I relate to, I'm like, that's a brother. He's got a brother in me. No, I think he's a ball of energy and a ball of positivity. And, I think he was the heart of the house. I don't know what else to say. I think he really was.
I think I met Gigi, I think a year or so ago in a Traders org. And the moment I saw Gigi pop into the application, I immediately was like, get this man on my cast immediately. Because I remember Gigi being just that one person who, after the mess of the game, you could just go to, have a laugh, talk with. He'd be drunk almost every day. It reminds me of Nathan. And it's always just fun to talk with Gigi, and I think he showed that this game. And I a heart of the house. I don't think I have to say anything more.
Yeah. So, anything you want to add?
No, I mean, yeah, you said it perfectly. Gigi, he's just ball of positivity, ball of life, just great casting all around. He fits this award perfectly.
All right. Next, we've got the biggest blind side. I'm trying to think of like a way in which I can describe it, but I feel like it's the biggest blind side of the season. I'm trying to like zhuzh it up. I really can't.
You guys said it was gonna. You said it was gonna be exciting.
Who, me?
You guys did, yeah.
Oh, well, we'll find out. The biggest blind side of the season was Dylan turning on Ella and JP. I think Ella and JP, they really put a lot of stake and trust into Dylan. And I think they expected Dylan to kind of help them go further in the game. And I mean, they were really like loyal to Dylan. They really like respected Dylan as a person and player. And so when Dylan made the decision come Final Five to turn against them, and that's part of the power of playing a stealth player game where you are aligned with everyone, to have them be the ones who are turned on. I mean, this would have been the exact same award had it been Gigi Rose who got blindsided on. But they were the ones who definitely took the fault for it, getting 5th and 4th place, respectively. And like I said, I think it might have cost Dylan the game. But definitely, like, in their eyes, I mean, you see Ella, especially, like, JP in some ways was like, I knew this was happening. Like, defeated for sure, but Ella was the one who really took it.
I don't think he knew it was happening.
I mean, he didn't, but he was like, but it was a difference between like JP and Ella. Ella definitely was like, wow, okay.
JP and was like, this is baller.
Hey, I will throw this in there. Like, literally, I was so sure of my decision in that scenario until, and this is why I say I don't know if JP really knew, I was so sure about that decision, literally until again the veto ends. The first message in Fellas and Ella is JP saying we're in Final Four. I went, oh,
yeah. Oh, yep. Because I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be like brutal.
And
like,
the worst part was like I was so close to the peepers, and it was in that moment that I realized JP and Ella felt about our trio, I think, how I felt about the peepers. And then that's where I was like, oh, I'm making a rude decision no matter what I do. And then like low-key, I don't regret it because I'm like very happy with how the season turned out. But like, I don't know. I'm not a person who likes to hurt people. And Ella after that was just something where I was like, oh, right.
But definitely the blind side of this season was that moment right there. All right, moving on. We've got the fatal error. This is the decision choice that ruined this person's game. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. This person was pretty much dominating the game at the time. So much so that I was like, okay, we're cooking. And it took one little competition win to throw it all out the window, which would be Woo's HOH reign. Woo and her HOH reign is something to be studied. It's a cautionary tale, if you will. So, and you know what? Let's give some props to Cake for allowing this to even like go on to begin with. Cake had clocked and made a wild assumption of 4 of 6 people of an alliance. What the alliance was, it's slipping my mind right now. And Woo then subsequently, without even doing much about it, started going to every single like house guest, being like, "Who leaked the alliance? Who leaked the alliance?" Come to find out, it was Woo who indeed leaked the alliance by exposing it to pretty much the entire house, which then put Woo, who was already pretty much in a good position at the forefront of everyone's attention, of being like, she cannot be trusted. And her eviction following that situation became less of a... It was pretty much like, it's going to happen, but when? So when otherwise she was doing really well prior.
And someone in the chat is saying that the alliance was Young Woo, Liv, V, Mark, and I think that person is Joshua. I don't know. I think it's Joshua. I think. I'll say this: did not expect the entire H. The Woo's HOH rate is something that you need to dissect specifically. Yes, thank you, Joshua. It is Joshua. Whose HOH rate is something that you need to dissect in all of its elements. And I, apart from the fact from linking directly the 6, I think I want to give my props also to Cake, because I don't know if we're going to have a chance to talk about Cake. I've told Cake this. I think that Cake, for how long their stay in the house was, the way they played that also helped solidify the fact that this was a fatal error for Woo. Cake played it amazingly, which
Cake was right the entire time, but Cake was so dead in the water the entire time. No one wanted to give her the and I stand by that. You know,
I was devastated.
People believe Cake. I think
but they were like,
Cake. They just didn't care enough.
There was no social capital.
There wasn't a reason to keep Cake.
Yeah, there wasn't a reason
to keep Cake around.
Which is devastating, because after that, I was like, I need to see more of Cake being this fierce in the game. But I think that a combination of Cake plus here's the 6 from Woo solidifies this. It's not a great award, but you have an award.
Backhanded. All right. Sorry, Woo, but fatal error goes to you.
We love you.
Oh, shit. Power duo.
Oh, shit.
Mark and Ryan. Sorry, it got revealed. I'm not going to waste any time. This was the power duo of the season. The two of them, like, and I know, like, Peep the P's like, what the hell? Why am I not in this? I think these two as themselves were the most dynamic of like actual duos. I think within Peep the P, when you have a foursome, someone's bound to be in the cuck chair.
I just
hold the phone.
There isn't. I don't think there is a duo that stands out within Peep to P as a pair that worked. It was a four that worked. Yes. But I think it was kind of all over the place with the dynamics. It was not consistent enough, in my opinion, for there to be a strong duo that sticks out.
Yeah,
because I think also everybody had their daggers at the ready in Peep to P.
Yeah, I do think like just the Mark and Ryan chemistry throughout the season, they really were looking out for like one another. And I don't know. They were my power duo.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was really underwhelming. Congrats, Mark and Ryan. Sorry, I revealed it early. I couldn't like anticipate it. Up next, we got the best boss fight, which is the best rivalry, the best in-your-face moment of the season. For that reason, I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory as well. Yeah. The best boss fight of the season, going to Wu versus Cake within the same cycle that we just mentioned within Wu's HOH reign. That was a fight. And you know what? It was the closest vote of the season following. Which is crazy to like even kind of think about. But Cake brought on some really solid points. And Cake, was she telling the truth? Yes. But was people willing to keep her from that? No. I think their little short-lived rivalry was kind of like the highlight of the season for me. I remember like sitting there like on my couch, my boyfriend's making dinner, and I'm listening in on the call. And I will say, I remember like Cake with the most depressing house meeting of all time. No one joined it. It was like Ella and Knightley. And then Wu finally joins. And then it becomes like an all-out war. And I'm like just sitting there. Boyfriend's cooking pasta. I'm like, I'm tuned in. This was the like one of the highlight moments of the season for me. And
it was the best week.
Yeah.
It was the best week, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That was the defining moment of the season for me personally.
Yeah. And I remember this because I was on the couch with my mother. And the moment I saw some people join in and I saw Cake join in, I was like, oh, something is happening. The moment Wu joins in, I join in immediately because something is sure to be happening. So that will be a very specific moment because that is the first exposure my mother has had to What Up Big Brother, and it was a house fight. It was entertaining. It was messy in all the right ways. It defined the season, and again, it was a great moment for Cake. Short-lived. Again, Cake didn't have that, so there wasn't social capital to keep Cake. But I had just so much fun in that moment. And I think I wanted something like that to happen again. But I'm okay with this being the only like big moment, big boss fight, big house meeting of the season. And you know, I will never stop giving props to Cake.
I wanted more.
I will never. Yeah, I wanted more. I think all of us. I think during one of the podcasts. I don't remember what time, which it was. Final 6, Final 7. We were like, we need more. Something needs to happen now. Otherwise, that cycle will go down as the most boom cycle. English is not my first language, guys. The most boom cycle of the season. Mm-hmm. And it did.
All right. Up next. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is the finale of the awards. This is the Core Legacy Awards. These are the awards. If you win, holy hell, congratulations, because these are the awards that you want to win. God, that went by quick. Not really. I feel like this is going on forever.
Not really. No. Not at all. Okay, we're good.
All right, win a core legacy award. Congrats. Here we go. We're going to start it off with the Ultimate Alliance. There is no ifs, ands, buts of where this was going. This was the dominant alliance of the season, so much so as I put it on par with the Pretty Committee in terms of their absolute dominance throughout the season. Formed in week 1, cycle 1. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Actually was cycle 2. I lied in my saying that was cycle 1.
Well, Dylan, you don't even know what the alliance is. I'm doing the opposite one. I'm doing the outsiders. I'm just kidding. The Ultimate Alliance, dude, the peepers. This was an alliance that pretty much had their shit on lock from the beginning of this game up until the end. 3 of the 4 making it to the final 3, to be exact. Sorry, Liv. But one of the most dominant alliances in 1UP history. Seriously. To have
more dominant than the Pretty Committee. Where do we stand?
No, Pretty Committee still more dominant.
Number 2.
Yes.
Number two.
Because Pretty Committee all made it to the end. Pretty Committee was the podium.
Yes.
We had one more member. Like, it was harder for us. Like,
your fault. It's your fault for making an alliance of 4.
And I think there was more cracks within this than there was within.
There was a little bit more willing, like especially from Gigi, to potentially turn. Like,
and also
the Pretty Committee was like locked in.
Yeah, I think you guys guys had your daggers at the ready.
I think Pretty Committee just had more accomplishments, but we don't need to make this about the Pretty Committee. But you guys were great. It's probably the second best alliance, or it's either you guys or Jensa.
No, I prefer this one. I
prefer this over Jensa 10 times.
I would put this
over Jensa. I prefer this.
Jensa was cracked upon crack from like.
Well, just from the sense that Jensa never lost one comp the whole season.
Yeah, well, that's true. But
congratulations. That's what you get for beating an alliance of 6. No, but I do think this alliance for me, when it was made, 3 people I already knew. Then, as the weeks went on, and I discovered Dylan's game, which I love, it was like this. They need to stop this alliance. They, as in everybody else, need to stop this alliance now, or they are going to the end. And with the exception of Liv, you guys did make it to the end, and you amazing players with all the cracks. You managed to make it semi-intact to the end. I don't think there's any if, ands, or buts. Best alliance of the season.
For sure.
Peep the P. Thank you guys for the twist for the name.
Peep the P.
Awful name.
All right, here we go. Our most robbed pre-juror. I went back and forth with this award for quite some time. I think there's at least 2 individuals who I have in mind or had in mind with this award. And I want to preface this by saying I think more so than their potential competitor, I think had things not gone that way, they would have been at the end of this game. And for that reason, and I have a very soft spot for this house guest, our most robbed pre-juror is going to Young. The king of Canada, the king of dropping an F-bomb. I truly think Young makes it to the end of the game had Dylan not pretty much sniped him out. But I will say, doing that choice for Dylan ultimately helped Dylan throughout the game. Having Young as kind of like a side piece to like a Rose or GG, cutting that extra fat out allowed Dylan to get more secure within Peep the P and allowed Peep the P to succeed even more. But I will say Young was playing in a great spot, a great position. Was he the best at comps? No, but his positioning was great. But definitely
I will push back.
Oh.
I don't think his positioning was super great. I do think he deserves this award.
I disagree.
Okay, this is what I'll say. People very quickly clocked that Young was with Rose and with Liv. They basically, people are aware of what the Peepers was besides Dylan. He wasn't that clocked. But they thought Young was tied to Rose and tied to Liv, which he was. And a lot of people were like, we need to weaken that group and take out Young. Dylan happened to do it for them. It was not just Dylan. People were going to go after Young for that reason. That said, I think he did the least wrong of the pre-jurors, so he does deserve this award. But to say he was in a great position, I think that's just incorrect. But that's
no, I do agree with Sol that he's the one that did the least wrong, which makes me direct what I'm about to say to the YouTube chat because I see you guys. I would like to direct you guys to the Fatal Error Award, which we just talked about. That explains why Young is the most robbed preacher. Before the season started, I did not expect them to go far. I am angry I was right. Because I just loved Young. And I do feel like his time in the house was shorter than it should have been. But again, as Nathan said, it did help the people who are here.
100%. And to those wondering, Wu was the other person in consideration here. I do think just though, like in terms of robbed, Wu was pretty much dead in the water post her HOH reign.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
It was a matter of time of when Wu gets evicted. So robbed, no. Did she deserve to go farther? Did I want to see her go farther? Absolutely. I think Young was the one who pretty much got the short end of the stick here. So I love Young. I think great guy. All right. Up next, we've got our most robbed juror. So this house guest. How do I want to phrase this? One of the most dominant games. I think, in a beautiful, perfect world, they're in the end right now, pleading their case. Gone too soon. One of the most dominant players ever. Our most robbed juror is going to Liv. I think Liv's game is something to take notice of. I always say I care less about the placement, care more about what you did in the time that you were here. And, I think this is probably, in terms of placement, maybe the most early out we've had for a most robbed pre-juror, it says most robbed pre-juror. It should be pre-juror. But
Will's fault. Will.
It was Will. I mean, Will's one who made these slides. So
yeah. No, but Nathan, you are right. This is the earliest play. This is the earliest juror that we've been given this award to.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like Liv is just. Her game, her early game was just so phenomenal. The fact that she went out as early as she did was kind of like the wake-up call of the season. Did I expect it? To some degrees, yeah. It reminded me of John of season 3, where it felt like this could happen. I just didn't know it was going to happen to her. And I think Liv is someone who had a lot more to show and had her cards fell out right with the Ancient Scroll and her getting the Diamond Power Veto. This season is so much more different, and I see potentially Liv winning. So
I have to again things to say about Liv. Liv is another of the people that I know very well. Another one of my production besties, my Italian sister. I absolutely loved Will. Liv. No, Will, leave. I'm not talking about you. Liv. I absolutely loved Liv. I just did not expect Liv. I expected Liv to be on top of the power rankings as much as she was. Did not expect her to put herself in such an evident top number 1 position, so much that people clocked it and people then got her out. But if the cards align in a different way, again, I do believe she'd be here, and Peep the P would have gone into Endgame with 4 people instead of 3.
For sure.
I will say, also to add to the robbery, I don't think Liv leaves against Rose. I think Rose winning that veto was Liv's worst case scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Pizza P was losing someone that day.
I don't think that's definitive. I want to be clear. I'm not like 100% on that. But I do think it leans Liv staying, barring the fact that Liv was busy and couldn't campaign. So maybe then it does flip to Rose staying. But going into it, I do think
I think that's fair. I'm literally typing it in our Peep the P chat. So
yeah, it's literally when your entire alliance makes final 3 and you're the 4th who gets 10th. I feel like this award is 100% deserved.
Yeah. So, congratulations, Liv. Up next, we have fan favorite. Holy shit. This has been probably the most competitive fan favorite voting that this series has ever seen. I've always done this award for fun. I've always done it for what the fans want, but some house guests like to take it in a different direction and decide to genuinely campaign for it. So much so that this server in the last couple of days has gained 100 plus members. So is it fan favorite? Is it, getting your people to vote for you? Who knows? I will say I've never seen anything like this. You go back to season 3 where Ella won this award last season with 30 votes. As it stands right now, as I double check the vote count right now, let's see. The top 2 are both over 120 votes. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I want to commend both people who campaigned their hearts out for this. But the fan favorite award goes to both Woo and Gigi. I want to clarify, both Woo and Gigi will be getting $25. I never knew $25 would start this much of a riot within the series and within the server. But to just, commend their actual pressure to win this award, I want to both give them $25. So, but if we're talking realistically, Woo did win this award. When the votes stopped, Woo won it.
Oh, I thought it was 6 p.m. because then technically GG.
No, 5 p.m. is when voting.
Either way, I just want to throw this out there. We have money for 2 fan favorites awards, but no runner-up consolation prize.
Dylan, well, we're not there yet, Dylan. Can we hush it up a
bit?
Sit
your head down. Sit down.
No, there might be something in it for you too. All right, no, Woo and Gigi are both walking away with $25. They are both our fan favorites. This is unprecedented for this series. So, but seriously, what you did within the last few days is ridiculous and crazy. So it's $25. If you really wanted $25, I bet I'll give it both to you.
Yeah. So. And I think that apart from the actual push that you guys did to get this award, I think that giving this to them too is perfect, because I do think that both of them throughout the season captured the hearts of the viewers. And it's just people who throughout the entire season were iconic. People love them. People were always saying, "Oh, I can't wait what this person does next. Oh, I can't wait what this person does next." And,
and that's the thing. No matter what, I think the top 2 for this award, without the campaigning,
yes, exactly,
side, would have been Woo and Gigi. I think Woo probably wins it, which again, Woo did win. But for your efforts, have $25. So.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Our first time 2 fan favorites.
Nathan, just so you know, we are being rushed in the jury chat because Survivor's out in 20 minutes.
Oh, no, we got it. We'll be done. We got 4 more awards, I think. So the main character, this is the house guest who their presence in the season was unmistakable. They ran the narrative, and I mean, to have the main character be someone who didn't write the song of our One Down podcast. Congratulations, Chloe K, the main character of One Up Big Brother 4. Removed, but somehow their impact lasted throughout the entirety of the season. So thank you so much for Chloe K is watching. I've now streamed that song probably like 50 times on my own. I listened to it on my.
I've done 150 for sure.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I think I'll say this, as you know, the original pre-Joy main character of the Nathan cinematic universe. Because of those who know me, I was the first ever person evicted from Nathan's first series, Big Brother Universe, and I sort of kept that same status of constantly being talked about. 14-year-old, the emotional mess that was Benino. And I think getting this award, I've learned in the years, it's not just the person that does the most. It goes to the person that actually manages to put roots into the game. And Chloe K, in the very short time, because removed or not, I don't think you were staying long in the house. I do think in the short time that you had, or you were going to have, you managed to just impact the game in a way that we couldn't even have known. So, congrats. You absolutely deserve this.
Chloe K is watching from the other side.
I'd say iconic song.
Congratulations, Chloe K. Up next. Oh my God. Fuck! Piggy of the season, Nathan's favorite. This is a hard award for me to do, and you know what? This is the hardest one for me to do this entire season. This is the last award I did. I never do this award with anyone in mind, but I look at less as placement and what you do in the game, and more of what makes you unique, what makes you stand out amongst the crowd, what's going to capture my attention. And I've never had a house guest like this, and for me, if I can banter with you, that is all I care about. You are my favorite. The Piggy of the season, the host favorite award goes to Cake. The short time that I had with Cake, and I mean even the longer time that I had with her within the viewing party, what a personality, what a iconic casting choice. They are, to me, such a individualized character and player. They know how to volley with me, and for me alone, that is enough. They are Piggy of the season, and I want to let this be known. Like, this award was back and forth several times. I had Rose in contention, I had Dylan in contention, I had Ryan in contention, I had Young in contention, and Wu in contention as well. So those were the 5 where I was teetering here and there on and what they provided. So congratulations, Cake. You've beat out probably people who are much better players than you, but you gave me something that made me excited to host. So congratulations.
I'll say this because this is also the time where me and Sol get to say our favorites, even if they're not actual words. I don't like agreeing with Nathan. Usually I don't agree with Nathan on certain things. But the fact that it was always just so fun to talk with this person. Always, you always get a laugh when they take a jab at you. And for me, it was also the game aspect of it. Cake, I'll never stop saying this. I think one of the best moments for me, again, was the way you handled the boss fight in a way. So my favorite is also Cake. Cake, you were just such a joy to watch, to host, and to banter with.
For sure. Congrats.
So
okay, so I'm in the same boat as like Nathan Pino. I'm gonna give my top 4, and the commonality between these 4 is my favorite house guest to bully. So number 4, Liv, one word, Shamrock. Number 3, it's my third favorite was Rose. Not as much for the bullying aspect, but I feel like, I was there for so many of your VCDRs. There was a rooting interest built because of that. And then number 2 is Cake, for all the reasons I already said. And number 1, as the hero of the season, I love to do charity work, and this person really doesn't have much else going for them. They kind of suck at everything, so I'm gonna give it to
Who?
What was his name? Ryan, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This season.
You know what? And you know what, Ryan? I'm so sorry. You were the original piggy of the season up until last second, where I decided to change my decision. So, rest in peace.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna give Cake.
And if it was my own decision, I would have done Young. There was something about Young that but congratulations, Cake. Okay, last 3 awards of the night. Hero of the season.
I'm gonna go because I have to get ready before Survivor, so I'm gonna dip before these final last awards. But seriously, it was a joy to host you guys, and
Survivor is more important than One Up Big Brother.
Apparently so.
Girl, I'll miss out. I'm not missing out on much. What? The snooze fest of a season? Anyways, all right. Hero of the season. This is going to pretty much like the contender for biggest underdog. The one who was a ray of light of the season, but was constantly always doing what was in the best interest of mind and played true to themselves. And for that reason, the hero of the season for One Up Big Brother 4, this is one of the big 3, is going to Ella.
Yeah.
Ella is someone whose heart was on the line throughout the season, throughout the entire game. The diary rooms that we had with her, the struggle to understand whether she was even worthy enough to be within this game. Her being nominated Cycle 1, I remember talking to her and being like, you've got it. This Big Brother, this is what you do. You never played a Big Brother game in your life, but you're a social player. I know you've got the chops in you. And for her to get all the way to Final 4, what a story. I adore Ella. I think, we hone in on a lot of the faults a little bit more. We got one fantastic player. And for that reason, congratulations, Ella. You are the hero of the season.
I don't know who this person is, as Simply Saint Serena says in the YouTube chat, second Ella to win hero.
Yes,
but I'll say
true.
Second Ella to win hero. But I'll say this, Ella. The house guests love you, and I think also yesterday was a testament to that. We loved you. When you were able to have certain house guests be like, yeah, I'm playing this, but I'd love to see Ella do well. You're doing something right. You're absolutely doing something right. And yeah, no, absolutely deserved. And such an amazing person, such a joy to host. So nice. We love you, Ella. Thank you so much for playing.
Congratulations, Ella. Seriously. Which leads us into the villain of the season, one of the most iconic awards you can get, and that's usually a good thing. The villain of the season is one who never shied away too much from making a move that would probably hurt them. But when you are a great strategist, you are bound to make some villainous decisions. And with that reason alone, the villain of the season goes to Dylan. Congratulations, Dylan. Villain of the season. So what I really do consider this to be one of the best awards one can get. Soul won this season 1. I don't forget who won it season 2.
JK. No, sorry.
Pernoi won it season 2.
John.
Again, you're in a group with some of the greats, because to play a villainous game takes a lot of work. And, you played a villainous game. I don't know what to say.
You explained this yesterday.
My friend group is going to use this against me so bad. I've been trying to say I'm playing a heroic game.
Go sit down. Go sit in the corner. What the fuck do you mean? Your game was. I'm gonna say this, but it's gonna sound it's gonna sound bad. Quintessentially a bitch. But not in that sense. In the sense of you had everything planned out, and you, yes, you feel bad about burning people, but you had to burn people for the strategy that you built. This is why you get villain of the season. But as Nathan says, this is the best award. One of the best awards someone could get, and I think it just speaks testament to your game. Quintessentially bitchy.
Sure. All right, congratulations, Dylan. We got about 8 minutes, and I want to wrap this up. The final award of the night, the 1UP Legend. This has been awarded to the best of non-finalists for 3 seasons. We have had our 1UP Legends be Will, who's now in production, JCAF from season 2, and Lachlan from season 3. To be a 1UP Legend, you have to prove that your game is worthy. One of the best games that did not make it to the final 2 spots. This season was built around one thing and one thing only, so much so that it was in the memory wall from even before the season began, and it was all about Awaken the Dragon. Is that one thing? Maybe not, but this person played a game that was so strong and definitely could have won, but they did what we needed them to do, and they did what we asked them to do, which was Awaken the Dragon. Congratulations, Gigi. You are our 1UP Legend of 1UP Big Brother for Mythos. Ooh. I think Gigi, from start to finish, what a fucking crazy game. They had this game on lock. They seriously are one of the greatest org competitors I've ever seen. I spectate a lot of orgs that are outside of this, and to see them dominate the way they do pretty much each time is phenomenal. But what they did within 1UP Big Brother, equally as phenomenal. I think there's definitely a case for Gigi to win if he's in the final 2. And I think, being part of Peep the P did help. Definitely our 1UP Legend this season. The best player to not make it to the final 2.
Gigi, meu amigo, parabéns. I did not expect this good of a game from you, and I'll say this, as Nathan said, 1UP Legend goes to the best player who didn't make the final 2, and I think based on who didn't make it to the final 2 between you 3, I think we would have known who the 1UP Legend is. But in this case, with how things went out, Gigi, I do think that, well, yes, it is, a twist thing, a gimmick thing. I think the fact that you were actually the one to awaken the dragon, and for the fact that it seems on paper such a small thing, it actually speaks testament to your game. So I think it's very fitting to give you player of the season and put you in the hall of like literally some of the best players that, as Nathan listed them before, some of the best players that we've had. So again, parabéns.
Congratulations, Gigi. With that being said, the final season rating for this season, I am giving this season 2 stars. I love this season. I really do. However, the way that I view this season compared to seasons past, was there ever a high? No. Was there ever a low? No. To me, this is the most middle ground season that OneUp has hosted so far. I think the casting definitely boosts it. I think in terms of what we got, this was a good season. This, like I said, the most Big Brother season of Big Brother seasons that we've had. This wasn't a bad kind of weird season, kind of like season 3 was, but at least season 3 had some highs. I'd say there was never one singular cycle of the season that got me excited. It was very play by the books. Keep your cards close. So unfortunately, you do receive 2 stars similarly to season 3. But I want to let you know, I do adore this season. Yeah, it's just, in terms of a overall perspective, we're missing a little bit of extra.
I wasn't dissenting for. Oh, go ahead, Rose.
I was just gonna say that was my DR guess.
I know.
Yesterday, so I'm not surprised.
All I say is I think we were better than 2 stars, but
I'm gonna agree with Dylan. I was a dissenting voice in production for this. I would have given you guys 3 stars. There was one high. There was. I think what I liked about the season was I never knew where it was gonna go. Yesterday was also just an amazing moment and I think it helped me understand that on a social strategic side, this season, in my opinion, was dynamic. I do agree with what Nathan is saying. I don't think you guys should have gotten the same amount of stars as season 3, but he's the host and he's been more active than me. But you guys have my opinion.
I think the way that I describe it is season 3 had its high points and it was almost camp in a sense. This season, which much more plateaued. Great house guest, great casting, some good moments, but never a moment in which I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening right now. But it was a good season. And you get 2 stars for the casting alone. So in the house guests. So sorry. I do love the season. I don't want you to think like I don't like the season. It's just
we love all our seasons. If we didn't love a season, they'd get 1 star. So,
which is correct. Which season 3 was teetering on for a bit. With that being said, thank you. To have the season come to a close is crazy. I feel like I started the season yesterday. Regardless of what the season rating was, this has been such a fun season to host. And that is, again, due in part with all of you house guests. There's a lot of time put into this season. This was what I consider like my personal passion project of the season. And to see you all play it out and really be dedicated to it is such a fun thing. One of the strongest final 2s, one of the strongest alliances that this series has seen. I missed hosting so much, and I knew in terms of my plans, it was like, okay, we have to start this season at this point. I wanted to get back to hosting so bad after Yuletide or after even Dreamscape, hosting like a real season. Like this is something I love to do. And to go, 5 months without doing it was really hard. And I was like, I just want to push it up a little bit further, maybe. But I'm really proud of what we presented this season. I'm proud of all of you. So thank you, both of you, and to everyone who competed this season, to everyone who spectated, for tuning in. This has been such a good time.
I'll keep it short and sweet. On the episode of the One Down podcast before the season even started, we were saying, what all the casts of previous seasons were like, and at the question, what do you think the cast of season 4 is going to be like? Sol said the cast of Legends, and I agree with that. This was just a legendary cast full of legendary people. All of you. I don't think there is a single one of you that I don't like. I love you all. You all contributed to this season in a way I wouldn't expect. I came to like people who I didn't like in the past on this cast. One specific person, maybe he knows who he is. Again, legendary cast, legendary people, and this was just an amazing start to 2026 for us. And thank you very much.
With that being said, there's one last thing that I need to do for the night, which is unveil what's going on for season 5. Our 5th season of One Up Big Brother is premiering in June, with applications opening. You'll find out shortly. Oh, Peyton's here. What the hell?
I've been here for like half an hour. My audio just kept cutting out. I want to say
everybody say hi to the person that the wiki is the way it is.
I've actually been editing it as this has been going on.
Great, thank you.
And updating it. I want to say congratulations to you both. Also, I predicted the final 2 from the first day. And also specifically the order. Rose, you were my winner pick on both my draft and on production predictions. So congratulations to you and me. And congratulations, Dylan, as well. Honestly, this game could have gone either way. I feel like going 5-4 either direction, and it would have been amazing regardless. I couldn't have asked for a better final 2 from this game, and this is coming from someone who doesn't pay attention to the one-on-one server at all. And I was still reading up on your alliance. It was that good. So thank you for making it such an amazing season. And again, this is coming from someone who doesn't pay attention to half the season. So, yes, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Nathan is pulling up something for us.
I'm trying. I'm seeing if it's going to work out.
Nathan is trying. While Nathan does that,
all right, we got it.
Oh,
all right. To end off the night, I am going to give you the first promo look at what's coming in One Up Big Brother Season 5. Oh.
If you could do things differently, would you?
There it is. One Up Big Brother 5 Time Warp will be out in June. Applications open May 1st. This is a very fun season. This season has been in pre-production since season 2, and one that we are super excited about. It is a complete celebration of Big Brother as a whole, with one of the coolest twists that I think that I've ever seen done ever in any Big Brother org. But yeah, it'll be out in June, and I'm so excited to see how that season shapes out. Nothing better than a summer season. So, One Up Big Brother 5, Time Warp. But yeah, outside of that, that's all I have for season 4. Any final thoughts from Rose or Dylan before we do our grand send-off for the season?
I'm gonna miss playing, so.
Or grief, it'll be real. It happens.
I know. I feel like I played Yuletide and then this one, so it'll be like, sad.
I will say our highest placing multiple season player, granted, you were the only one
There's not many of those.
I was going to say, yeah, there's not that many, and you're the only one that didn't get a placement that was double digits ever. But still, hey, multiple season player, average of second place. That's still amazing.
Dylan, any final thoughts before we end it off? You transferring?
Sorry, I'm having a Survivor watch party.
I know. I'm trying to watch it too. Don't worry.
Final thoughts. Very happy with the winner. And if I'm had, hopefully I'll see some of you on All Stars.
All right. Well, that being said, that has been One Up Big Brother 4 Mythos. That is all I have for you. Thank you all for a great season, and I will see you all again in June for One Up Big Brother 5 Time Warp. And congratulations again, Rose. Thank you all.